Hello, children. Today we are going to see a true story that tells us how important it is to trust in God. There was a city in Judah named Bethlehem. The people who lived there were called Israelites. In the city of Bethlehem, there lived a man named Jesse. Jesse had 8 sons. The eldest was Eliab, the second was Abinadab, and the third was Shammah. They were all Israelites. At that time, their enemies, the Philistines, were waging war with the Israelites. So Eliab, Abinadab, and Shammah, the 3 sons of Jesse, had to go along with their king Saul to the war. Jesse's youngest son was a shepherd boy, and we all know his name was David. Yes, David not only looked after the sheep in Bethlehem, but also went to meet his brothers very often. Now, this is how the Israelites and their enemies, the Philistines, were camped for the war. The Israelites camped in one hill, and the Philistines camped in another hill, with a valley in between them. Among the Philistines there was a giant who was over 9 feet tall. And again you'll know his name. Yes, his name was Goliath. He wore a very strong helmet, coat, javelin, and armor. Every day Goliath would come up from the Philistine camp and shout at the Israelites, "Why do you want to come out for battle? Choose a man and let him come to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we Philistines will serve Israelites. But if I kill him, you all Israelites will have to serve the Philistines." He kept doing this every day for 40 days. Now King Saul and all Israelites were afraid of Goliath, and no one dared to go and fight with him. One day, back in Bethlehem, Jesse was thinking of his sons who were at the war camp. So he called his youngest son David and asked him to take some bread and grains for his brothers who were at the camp. David immediately obeyed his father and went to meet his brothers. When he reached the camp, everyone were in position for the battle, so David ran to meet his brothers. At that time, Goliath, as usual, came out that day to say the same thing he had been saying for 40 days. David heard all of it and told the men around him, "How can a Philistine insult the Israelites who belong to the living God?" David was very angry at Goliath. David was taken to King Saul immediately. David told the king that he will go and fight with Goliath. King Saul told David, "But you are a young boy and you are not even a fighter." David replied, "I am a shepherd. When a lion or bear has carried away my sheep, I go after them and kill them and rescue my sheep from their mouth. My God, who delivered me from the bear and the lion, will deliver me from the hands of Goliath. I am definitely going to kill him." So King Saul put on his own coat on David and said, "Go, may the Lord be with you." But David found the coat too heavy for him, so he removed the coat and took 5 smooth stones, put it in his shepherd bag, and took a sling in his hand. He walked to the battle line to meet Goliath. Now, when Goliath saw David, he made fun of David because he was a young boy. Goliath also spoke bad about our Almighty God. But David said, "Not by sword or spear the Lord will save Israel, but the battle belongs to the Lord, and he himself will fight for us." So David took a stone from his bag and slung it and struck Goliath on his forehead. Goliath fell on the ground. David killed Goliath. What is it that we learn from this story? We learn that we can face any big challenge in life when we have the Almighty, all powerful God on our side. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 45. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty."